we had a tough task here, Grant, trying to figure out what Alabama A&M is going to do because completely different coaching staff. They're not going to do anything on tape that Alabama A&M did before. So we had to go back and watch tape at Miles College. That's where this coach was. You just heard it from Josh. And so these aren't the players we're going to see, but we're going to talk about philosophies, okay? And Grant, you've already kind of seen a couple of them on tape. So let's go ahead and roll through a few of these clips and let us know what we're kind of looking out for. And you kind of wanted to talk about the guys up front and the way that they play. You would assume that the defensive coordinator is going to carry this over, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're looking at the team in white here. That's Miles College. And so the defensive line here, what I want to point out is, so defense is about mentality, right? And so this defensive coordinator is going to come with the same mentality that he's from Miles as he would from Alabama A&M. I want to look at this right defensive end here and watch his get off and his using his hands, his ability to use his hands. Look what he does to this tackle. Drives him back, right? Everybody's engaged right here. And so when we think about, hey, we really want to establish the run, these guys aren't going to make it easy. And I'm not saying that, they can stand in front of us and push us around or whatever, but they're going to come play. And if there's one thing that I know and from playing and seeing it when you play these smaller schools and then just watching tons of football, they're not going to just stand in front of us and make it easy, right? They know that there's a different caliber of player that's on the field standing across from them. They're going to be moving. They're going to be sliding. They're going to be trying to cut into gaps and all of those things. But if you look at it, they play really, really well with their hands, and that's what they're coached to do. So I'm hoping that when we establish the run, we're going to be able to get push these guys off the ball. Here's another look at it really quick. They're going to bring some blitzes. They're going to have to pressure us. They're not going to let us stand back there and throw it all day. So a little bit of a cross blitz here. You'll see it. Going to try to confuse us a little bit, but these are all things we've seen. All things that the offensive line should know how to pick up. We may change protections, and I think we'll probably try to keep it a little bit vanilla as well, but we'll see. So here's one thing I wanted to point out, and Josh kind of talked about this. So we've got kind of an RPO style offense, and I'm assuming this OC is going to come in with the same style of offense and not change too many things up. So you can see here he's going to give this ball. He's going to hand this ball off. He takes the read, runs it, not very much success. The very next play, same exact action, and they take a deep shot down the field. So what they're trying to accomplish here is get those linebackers and those safeties just to hesitate for a second, thinking, oh, here comes this run, this mesh point, and now I'm going to take a shot. And this one was successful. Big play down the field, 30-plus yards. So, I think that they've got nothing to lose, right? They've got everything to gain. Come in here and shock the world and come beat an SEC school. And I think that's what they're going to try to do. So high level, and we'll get into it more on Saturday in the show. The defensive line plays really well with their hands. They're not going to stand in front of us and just let us push them around. Offense is tricky. It's an RPO-style offense. The offensive line is big. Josh mentioned one of their key players. And so we'll see. I think it's going to be interesting. Do I think we cover 42.5? I don't want to let my take out there too soon. I know we're going to get to that. But we'll see. We'll see.
All right, Matt, let's get into it a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about this tape as we take a look at the clips that you kind of wanted to go over. So we're going to start right here. You wanted to talk about, how defensively you're going to approach playing this read option, because that's what Arkansas is going to see. If they bring over that same offensive coordinator, that's what you would expect, right?
Yes, that's what I would expect. Again, you're scouting a team that's going to run a lot of zone read here, the read option, like you were saying. They got a running quarterback. Weeks like this are tough. You can see that quarterback who's a lot like Taylor Green. He's looking right there. He's reading that defensive line to either pull it or give it. They run out of a lot of 11 personnel, DJ, which you can attest. Mm-hmm. It's a very flexible personnel formation. That means one back, one tight end. So you can run out of it. You can throw out of it. You keep the defense on their toes. When you get in the 10 personnel and you get no tight end in there and you get all wideouts, it's the down and distance is predictable. I could always lock in on those offensive coordinators and kind of read their mind, right? You're scheming all week. You know what they're doing. So the zone read really opens up offenses, especially, an offense that's going to be up against an Arkansas defense that's going to have them outmatched. You got to stay really, really, really disciplined with your eyes. Linebackers get sucked up. Grant, one of your clips was a great example of it, right? So this is how they set up their pass game. They combo off
Good
of
job,
the
Grant.
speed. There you go, right? It's complementary football, right? I want a really good defense. Josh wants a really good offense. That makes for a really good team.
Yeah.
I want the defense to be the best. We want the offense. Like, that's what winners are made of. So, and to an offensive philosophy, to open up the pass game, set up a run game, run some zone read that you see here. It gets those linebackers drawn in. Let's see how disciplined those safeties are with their eyes. How's the defense going to respond? You see here now what they're going to do. They're not going to do a zone read, but these guys like to do a combo route. So what this quarterback does into the boundary, they're getting him warmed up. You can see this is the beginning of the game in the first quarter. It's easy to throw balls into the boundary. And so what that quarterback's looking at is the corner and the safety. What are they doing? Are they switching off? If the corner sits, he's going to throw it to the inside breaking route, the slant right now. If the corner trails and follows that slant route, it's going to be an easy pass to the 7 route right in front of the safety for a first down, which you're about to see here. So the zone read is really effective in setting stuff up like this. And you'll see here another combo route. It's a simple out and go, man. It's very elementary. I mean, look, at the end of the day, Arkansas is going to beat the brakes off these guys. I really hope so, right? You can't get too cocky, but you need to beat the teams that you're supposed to beat. The slot receiver here, he does a simple out route. Into the safety, if I was their coach, I'm like, man, get your tail in the middle of the field. You think that's the middle, but look at that slot receiver. I'm sorry, the wide receiver to the field. He's not even to the numbers. The middle of the field is where the hash is. That's exactly right. So I'm telling Larry Worth right now, hey, get your tail to the true middle of the field. You split the receivers. You don't split the sidelines. You split the receivers. That's the middle of the field. So that safety could have made a play on this ball. The corner's in a decent trail technique, but man, when you're out on the island, corners, are we worried about the corners this year? If they do that, I'm damn sure worried about them.
It's fun you brought that up because, sorry, let me bring you back right here. There you are. That last player that you saw catch that touchdown, he actually came with the coach, so he'll be with Alabama A&M. But like I said, that was just a little snippet. Saturday, Matt's going to dig a little bit more into everything that you need to know moving forward. And fellas, I'm going to talk about what we actually are going to see. Okay, and that's going to be let's take a look at some Alabama A&M. Okay, so. You got this receiver right here, even though this is still Miles College. This is the guy that transferred along with his coaches. So we'll see a little bit of this guy right here. And take a look off the line of scrimmage right here. He's got a little wiggle to him, and he runs good routes. You see he goes inside stem, and your coach to push back into that DB, what that's going to do is open up a nice little throwing lane for you. So when it comes to understanding how to run routes to give yourself more room and open up that window for the quarterback, he does it. Another one right here. Now a little trickery with a little a flea flicker. But you see right here, my guy has speed, okay? However, this is what happens when you start playing opponents like this. And I'm just going to show this clip because there's going to be sometimes Arkansas, when we play Saturday, we're going to get beat. But then plays like this happen, wide open, you don't catch it. He bumped little Butterfingers right here. And it ends up, being a play where we don't get a lot of damage on the defensive side of the ball. So these are things we need to watch for. Even though if the play isn't made, if we're playing a better team, would it have been made? So that's one thing I'm going to be eyeing. This is another returning guy. This is for Alabama A&M. Look at him split the gap right here. He's number 50. He was the 4th leading tackler for Alabama A&M. Shoots through the gap. He gets in there for a tackle for a loss. Pretty good ball player, but he second guesses a lot. You can see him right here, eyes outside, ball snap. That's a player who's still thinking about what's going. Now, does he progress in year 2? We're going to have to just wait and see. But even now, you still want to see this guy running 1,000 miles an hour. This is where Arkansas needs to absolutely obliterate this team, okay? None of that tiptoeing around. If this happens, he needs to be cleaned up by an offensive lineman and put on the sideline. These are other things I'm kind of looking for. As we move forward, now, hey, this dude that I'm about to show you, this defensive end got some juice now. I'm very curious to see, especially on the right side, Amarian Harris, Corey Robinson. I know this is a lower-level team, but look at this explosion from number 7, all right? He was their leading defensive lineman last year, the one that they got returning, that is. Explosion, great extension. Putting that now this is against Auburn as well. Now Auburn was trash last year. I give them that. Probably going to be trash this year. But you can see great explosion off the ball. That's something you need to be aware of. And it may not seem like he's in a good position right here, but you know what he's doing. Watch this. They're going to try to down block him. He feels the pressure from this tackle trying to set the edge. So he gives a little to gain a little, all right? And he's back in position. Now, it'd be nice if he had help from other people on the team. They just struggled last year drastically. We all know how bad Auburn was. They're up 21-0. But I think this guy right here will be a good player to watch to somewhat get a gauge of how our tackles are going to be this year. He'll give them enough for us to say, okay, improved or we struggled. So number 7 is a guy that I really got my eye on. Now we're going to talk about the quarterback and the receiver, and this is going to be a lot of communication. They like to do this a lot, the quarterback that is, and we just saw the tape from Miles of these quick routes, outs, little slants. This quarterback likes that. So that's good for now the new scheme that he has coming in. It kind of fits what he does, okay? So he does a great job with his eyes. He's reading that backer. As soon as he goes out, he got a nice little window to get the ball out quick. And I'll say this, for the most part, he didn't hold on to the ball very long. Another one right here, as you see, same kind of concept. Now, this is where opportunities are going to come for Arkansas. Let me go ahead and go back real quick to the start of this play. We need to capitalize. How do I go back? There it is. Watch him drift right here and then throw across his body, okay? That's a kill shot, one, or an opportunity for interception. We're going to get a lot of this. So this is another area where we're going to see how our DBs play this and try to be ball hawks and get turnovers. Another clip right here. This is another returning player, number 82, a receiver. Quarterback, once again, reads that backer, slips it in. And so this is going to be a big test to see how disciplined we are with our eyes and not peeking into the backfield. Same thing right here. Linebacker goes out. He zips the ball in right behind him, 82, a returning player. But this is the big one, all right? He's going to give us, once again, these opportunities. Watch this quarterback right here, getting some pressure and just throws it up. That's a no-no. Off his back foot. This needs to be an interception, okay? So when we get ourselves in these situations, we have to capitalize as a defense and make these plays. But once again, it's Auburn. Now, I did check. This is not Caleb Wooden, all right? So don't think it is, all right? So we got the good one to come over to Arkansas. This one, I think, stayed at Auburn. But bad play by that safety, lets him get behind you. At least I don't think it's Caleb Wooden. All right, I'm going to say it's not. I hope it's not. So that's just interesting tape that I saw, guys. And the fellas, as we kind of come on back home right here, you have to be somewhat excited of, the opportunities, even in a game like this where fans are going to get a little glimpse of what the season may be like. We don't have to wait to Ole Miss to see if we're going to be good or bad. I promise you, in games like this, you'll be able to tell.